Hey guys, it's Jennifer Wilson, your guide at Simple Scrapper. In this video, I am sharing a very special week-long vlog. So for the past 7 days, our membership community has been going through a media detox or media deprivation period. And this is something recommended by Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way. Her members have been diving into this book this year and really getting a lot of new light bulb moments and some tough challenges out of that experience. And I would say one of the toughest was probably these 7 days of no books, no movies, no TV, no podcasts, no YouTube videos, no magazines, really no forms of media. And so our members have been reporting back inside of our Facebook group, and it has been a struggle for almost everyone. While we all have seen a lot of benefits from this experience, myself included, we have found that this was really, really hard and difficult to stick to. So the first thing I'll say is that I was not perfect in this, and I don't want to be held up to some sort of standard of perfection because it was really, really hard for me. And there were points where I felt very weak and I made choices to consume some media. But I did have a really overall positive experience despite these frustrations. And I think that comes from just this opportunity to observe your behaviors, to observe your cravings, your instincts, and the habits that maybe you didn't even realize that you had. So the first observation I want to share is that media is such an ingrained part of our life these days. It comes at us from so many different ways, and we don't always even realize the different ways that we touch it on a daily basis. So this media detox period is that opportunity to identify all the different sources of media you consume and determine which ones are filling your bucket and which ones are depleting it. Now, for me, the number one thing that I did not miss was the Facebook feed. I'm planning on kind of really controlling how I'm using Facebook and changing some things around so that I'm deliberately seeing more of the things from the people that I want to hear from, more of those, family photos and fun things that lift me up, and less of the stuff, the noise that sends me off in so many different directions. And I think that was the other part of this whole thing, that one of my biggest observations is that between Facebook and my email is that these sources of media online just send me all over the place. And I end up Googling things and researching things and window shopping for so many things that I didn't even realize I wanted or was interested in when I sat down. And that type of distraction is not good. It's not productive. And it's what often leads you feeling like, gosh, I just wasted all that time. One of the next observations I had is that when I'm busy, I didn't notice that I was even doing this project at all. It wasn't a big deal because I was busy. I was either working online, or I was doing something else in the offline world. And so it wasn't that big of a deal. It was in those downtimes, in those periods of desiring relaxation, where I missed it the most. And I think that was one of our biggest observation in the member group, was that we had trouble feeling relaxed this week because most of our sources of relaxation, especially books, were part of this group of items of which we were not consuming during the week. And so I would say books were the number one thing that people really wanted to add back in, and some did add back in during the week because they felt like this is a nourishing, soul-filling part of their day that they really, really missed, and they weren't finding as much satisfaction in the day without that there. So I'm about to share all my vlog recaps for the week, and I hope you kind of can see my evolution throughout the week. But the big thing that I want to take away from this is that this is a valuable exercise. I probably wouldn't do it again for 7 days though, because that's a really long time. And I felt a bit disconnected, and I felt that I was having trouble filling my own bucket and feeling relaxed. And so I think a 2 to 3 day period is a really, really great time to take observation of what you're doing, how you're filling those spaces in your life, and what might need to change. All right, so it is 4 p.m. on Monday, and I wanted to check in for the first time with this whole media deprivation experiment. I was a little nervous going into it. I was like scrolling Instagram and watching videos and watching TV up until like the stroke of midnight last night because I was almost in a panic of, oh my gosh, it's all going away. But today I am feeling so good. I have done more today than I probably did all of last week combined. And that's kind of embarrassing. But things have gotten a little out of hand, I know, with just my distraction, that endless cycle of checking notifications. And I've been watching too many videos, just getting distracted, too much window shopping, too much just clicking around in sales emails, and just not really being focused on what's important to me and what I really need to get done in a day. So I'm feeling so good so far, and I didn't expect to have this check-in. I figured I'd be totally like nervous, just itching to get online and scroll, but I don't feel that way. I'm excited to cook dinner for my family and have a good evening. I do think that the downtime in the evening is going to pose the most challenges. Today's been a work day, and so I've been working all day. So we'll have to see how I use my evening hours. But I'm so far so good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of clarity and quiet and this new sense of peacefulness that this week brings. Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick check-in this morning. It is, 9:34 on Tuesday, and things are still going pretty well for me. Last night I ended up going to bed at around 9:30. I put my daughter to bed at 9, and 9:30 I just decided that I didn't really know what to do with myself, so I just went to bed, and I got a really good solid 8 hours of sleep. So that was, not the usual for me, and so I was excited about that. This morning I found myself wanting to Google something. I had a question. I wanted to know how much caffeine was in matcha tea. And I got out my daughter's iPad, and then that died. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't really need to know. I can look that up later. And so I didn't bother to go get my phone to look it up. I know that Googling information is something that's a problem for me. If I have a question, I always want to know it, but then I get distracted and I go do something else. Googling always leads to something else. So controlling that a little bit is something that's on my mind this week. So this morning, normally when my daughter's eating breakfast, I will just be checking Facebook, saying good morning to the world. It's not like I'm not interacting, but so that obviously wasn't on the menu today. And so I found myself cleaning the kitchen more than I would have otherwise. And so that's, more cleaning is always a win. So I'll take that for what it is. Hey guys, I just picked up my lunch, and I wanted to check in with a big observation from this morning. I was super distracted even without media, and I found that my email, so I have these two separate email accounts that I have, and they were just sending me in all these different directions. All right, so I just said to someone, this is the dumbest experiment ever, because I really struggled this afternoon. I ended up checking my email too often because I felt like that was allowed. I really wanted some sort of diversion from work. I needed breaks. Yeah, just getting up to go to the bathroom, walking around didn't seem to cut it for me. I really wanted something to rest and relax, and I couldn't seem to find that. It was pouring down rain, so I couldn't go outside. So this afternoon was definitely a struggle for me. I'm certainly seeing, addiction. I kept feeling like I want my brain candy, and I can't have it for the 7 days, and I've accepted this challenge, but it is a challenge. Hey guys, I just wanted to check in. It is just about noontime here on Wednesday, and things have been going pretty good overall today. So starting off with last night, I felt a little twitchy about checking my email in the evening because I was in the car for a little over an hour, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself if I'm not, actively engaging on social media and consuming content. So I felt like checking my email was something that I could do. I didn't get any emails in that time, but I felt a little like twitchy about it and just finally put my phone away and looked out the window. So that was the evening. Let's see, after my daughter went to bed, I listened to music for about 20-30 minutes and then went to bed myself. I've been going to bed really early every night so far because there's really nothing else to do, which is fine. I'm getting lots of sleep. This morning, I've actually worked really hard. I've stayed pretty focused. I did read one news article. It was like more of a big breaking news, like what's going on in the world. And I felt like that was okay. And then when I was done, I shut everything down and didn't like scroll further or look for other things to read. I felt like that was very moderated. And so I don't feel particularly bad about that. Yeah, I feel like this morning's been really good. I guess also I had a lot of different types of things to do. And so I was able to focus on, one project, get that done, and then go on to the next one. I think the problem is when I have a bigger project and a larger block of time, that's when I'm like craving that, I call it brain candy interruption, to pause and take a break. And so I'm looking for things to do that. So I've walked around, I've gone to the restroom, I have eaten cookies, which of course is not the best solution here, but we do what we can to stay on track this week. And so I'm definitely learning a lot about my brain and the way things are going for me in life. And I'm eager to continue despite being a little bit frustrated because I really want to watch some YouTube videos. All right, guys, see you later. Hey guys, I am at my office on campus and I am so bored right now. Everything I need to do requires somebody else to get back to me, and this is when I normally watch some YouTube videos, surf the internet, just kind of find a distraction to make the time go a little bit faster. And so I'm feeling super frustrated right now. I did watch one video, it was about 10 minutes, and then I shut down the browser. I enjoyed it. And I'm just feeling like right now that media does add a certain amount of joy to our lives when life isn't as fun. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. So right now I'm kind of frustrated and just wish that I wasn't so like bored and mentally unstimulated. So I just wanted to check in and share that. All right, good morning, guys. How are you doing? I am doing okay. I confess that I watched a little bit of YouTube last night between 8 and 8:45 when my husband was giving my daughter a bath. I wasn't very tired yet, but I really didn't have anything left to do. I had just spent like a really long time like cooking and cleaning the kitchen and even, polishing the stainless steel and all that. And I was just totally burnt out and needed a rest. So I did that and it's okay. And today is a new day. I'm just heading into work right now and I will check in with you guys later. I've done so much today, gotten a lot done. I had a big writing session this morning and that has kept me pretty distraction free and free of the cravings to go online and consume some media. Last night was also pretty busy. We went out for dinner and ran some errands, and so there hasn't been a lot of time. And of course, that actually seems to help a lot. So, all right, hey guys, it is Monday morning, so officially 1 week later. This is my final check-in. And I'm feeling good overall. It was an interesting experiment. I was not perfect. I was not perfectly compliant, but I did not scroll my Facebook feed. I didn't read any books or magazines. I didn't read any articles for entertainment. I did read maybe two, national news articles during the week, and that was a huge decrease for me. I put all of my promotional or entertaining or educational emails in a folder to read. I think I have about 20 that I was interested in reading later, which was pretty eye-opening that there were a lot that I was not interested in at all. So I think my next step on that front is going to be unsubscribing from a lot of things. I did watch TV with my husband twice. It was late in the evening. We watched a couple shows. It was only twice, and it was towards the end of the week. Once on Friday and then once last night. I got on YouTube a couple times during the week. Definitely much less than normal, but it was kind of my go-to. There was really nothing else to do, and I was looking for like just a down period. I didn't get any scrapbooking done. Now I guess I could have chosen to use that YouTube time, but it was really late in the evening and I didn't have the energy to do it. I did a lot of video recording last week and I had a lot of work to do, which also ends up in a lot of video editing. Yeah, I think it is a really good experiment. It showed me a lot of different ways that I feel the space in my life and spend my time, often without even thinking about it. Particularly the scrolling behaviors, I definitely want to get rid of that. I want to be really intentional about how I'm going on social media and what I am looking for from that particular experience. And also the same with my email. Like, I'm going on to do X, and I do that and I get out. And that's a different session than when I'm going on to just be, educated or entertained. So I'm so curious to hear how it went for you. Definitely leave a comment on this video and tell me more about your experience and your final thoughts from the project. Hey guys, so I thought yesterday was going to be my last check-in, but I haven't edited the video yet, and I wanted to go ahead and share kind of my post-deprivation thoughts a little bit more, because yesterday was interesting. When I felt that freedom to go online, as soon as I got on Facebook, one of the first posts I saw was really disturbing for me. It was something really negative about animals, and it just made me feel really bad and reminded me of why I wanted to undertake this experiment, because I don't like those types of triggering posts. And so what I did yesterday is I went in and I unfollowed almost every single page that I liked on Facebook, except, a couple like local things that tell me about what's going on in my town. I also started leaving a whole bunch of groups that I didn't feel like were adding value to my life regularly. So that kind of, decluttering of my Facebook, I hope will make it a more positive place overall for me. I just want to go on there and I want to see like pictures of my friends and their kids, and I want to be able to like talk about scrapbooking and just have fun and not be brought down by, a lot of the horrors of the world, which of course there are many. But that's for another place. So I wanted to share that. And then also, I feel like I didn't do anything. That was the only kind of, way I broke that fast yesterday, because it was a busy day. And I think that's an interesting observation, is that when we're so busy and, life is happening, you're not really paying attention to media. And so it's when you do have a break and that relaxation, how are you going to fill that time well so it's restorative and renewing, so that you can, have that motivation and energy for the next busy time ahead. And I do think some of that is in media, and then some of that is definitely in offline, fun craft activities and some of the other things that we enjoy. And I think it's a healthy mix that keeps us, balanced and happy. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that. I'm here at the Walmart parking lot. I'm going to go get some cat food before I head into work. And I just wanted to check in one last time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was useful for you, and that you share below whether or not you have already completed a media deprivation week or a media detox week, or if you are interested in doing so. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you would like to hear more from me on the Simple Scrapper YouTube channel. Thanks a lot.